That is manager Bruce Bochy. Guys, we got to talk about something because we're hearing two very different stories. Matt Moore says there was never a discussion between him and Bruce Bochy about him being taken out of the game. And there we just heard Bruce Bochy saying, yes, we did have that conversation, but then he didn't really elaborate on that. So take it for what it's worth. But if you're the pitcher, don't you have to go to the skipper and say, look, I realize my pitch count is up, but this is my game?
Well, as soon as, usually what happens is the manager comes up to the starting pitcher and says, hey, great job, you're done. And then, you know, if you're the pitcher and you feel good and that's your personality or how you are, you say, hey, I'm good. I feel good. My arm feels good. I just close out a dominant eighth inning. You know, and then you put it in the hands of the skipper. But, you know, we also, on the flip side of that last year, saw Terry Collins do that with Matt Harvey in the last game of the World Series, and, you know, it kind of backfired. So it's not a good situation for the manager to be in because he's always going to be second-guessed no matter what happens. But to me, Matt Moore looked fine tonight, and I don't know how he looked to everybody else, but he looked fine.
Yeah, and you know, I think it is important, the personality of the pitcher, as you said. Like, Matt Harvey's a guy who will say, you know, he's a bulldog, I want this. Even if he doesn't feel great, he'll ask for that ninth inning. Matt Moore, I don't know if he's that guy. And maybe he will be a year from now when he's had a full year under his belt with this team and he feels like he's kind of earned that right. But I think that probably what happened was that there wasn't a real conversation, that Bochy might have been open to it if Moore had come to him and said, yay, I want the ninth, but he didn't say it. So he made the move. And I think those are kind of the little interpersonal dynamics in a team that sometimes make all the difference.
I think you hit on something because Matt Moore did say, look, I don't want it to come off as if I don't trust my other teammates. There's some other capable guys in that bullpen, so maybe he didn't speak up.
It was not a desperate situation. They had a 5-2 lead in the ninth inning. It was not desperate. He didn't have to go say, hey, give me the ball. You know, I want to make sure I finish this thing. It's not a one-run game, and he wanted to make sure he was out there. He had a 3-run lead. He went 8 innings, 2 hits, 10 strikeouts, and in his mind, I'm sure he felt he did his job, and it was a 3-run lead being turned over to a bullpen. I'll get back to, again, my issue was the way they handled the bullpen. If Romo is your closer, he gave up the home run to Bryant last night, but then he got his 6 outs. Give him the inning. If you don't want to give him the inning, give Law the inning. But when you start making all these moves, you turn it into a desperate situation.
And there's a lot of closers in this game. Guys I played with, guys that are playing right now, they don't like coming in an inning with runners on base. They like to start in a clean inning. They don't like to go 2 innings a lot of times. I mean, Mariano Rivera was a freak where he could do it all the time. But a lot of guys don't like doing that. And, you know, if Romo's your closer, yeah, he threw 2 innings last night. I get that. But there's a routine that you keep. And if you start the inning, you have a different mentality than coming into a game with guys on base and nobody out, and you're facing the middle of the lineup.
Look at Chapman last night.
Exactly.
Yeah. Marty, did the better team win?
I think so. I think when it comes right down to it...
I'm surprised you said that, Marty.
When you win, you're the better team. For whatever that means. I think when you win, you're the better team. Yeah. And they won 3 out of 4.
Right. The Cubs were certainly a more complete team. They were strong in every area. I think, as Richie said, the Giants might have been a little lucky even to win that one game that Chapman blew up. So I think the Cubs were the better team. They deserve to win.
All right. Don't forget Sportsnet Central's coming up. In fact, Kelly Johnson joins us now to share what's coming up on the show. Kel?